Hi guys, my name is Stefan. My YouTube channel is I Am Stefan. That's Stephon. And guys, I apologize. Today is Sunday. You may hear a lot of traffic. And as you can see behind me is the ocean. But this is a follow-up video to the one I made, should I move to Kenya? And the question is, should I move to Kenya? Now that I know a lot more information about Kenya, and just to give you guys a little brief recap. So, by the way, I took you guys' advice. I have my microphone, so I hope you can hear me clearly. I'm going to tell you the things I like about Kenya and the things I don't like about Kenya. Your tea. You guys make your stuff too hot. It's unreal how hot the tea and the dawa and all this stuff is. I'm not used to something that hot. And some people like it hot, some people like it cold. But man, your guys' tea is really, really hot. Key and point. Another thing that I really, really like about Kenya, Nairobi in particular, your airport. I've traveled over 40 countries, and I had never seen an airport as secure like in Nairobi. There's 4 checkpoints I had to go through. The first one, when you're driving up to the airport, which I thought was really, really different, cool. You have to get out of your car. If I'm the passenger, I have to get out of the car. I have to walk on the sidewalk. I have to go through a secure system, x-rays and all that. And whoever's driving the car, drive through an x-ray system as well. So they x-ray every single thing that is in that car. Different. And whatever you have on you, you go through the x-ray machine and you are. And by the way guys, if you see in the background, the bridge is just opened up. So that means a big boat is coming through. Actually, let me zoom in a little more. So I found that was very, very cool and very secure for the people of Kenya, because you don't want someone go through with something that is not kosher, and that can create a problem for all the folks in the airport. The second stop is to actually get into the building. You had to go through x-ray, you pull out your laptop, you pull out all that stuff. Luckily I didn't have none of that stuff to go to be searched, just my phone. So that was the second stop. We went through the x-rays, your shoes and all that. This on the first floor. Now you go up to the second floor. Again, you have to go through the same process. This is the third step. Again, you go through your bag. If you have laptops, cell phones, cameras, you put them out. You are secure looking through the x-ray. There's a third. Now you're on the floor to go to your airline, and to get into the lobby for that airline, you have to do the same thing again. 4 times. 4 times. It seemed a little excessive, but if something was to happen, everyone would be quick to jump and say, well, they should have had this in place. And guess what? They do have it in place. It is an inconvenience, but it also is a convenience to keep Kenyans safe. Not only Kenyans, but anyone who actually travels to Kenya. So that's a great, great, great thing. In Nebuhansi, I love that area. And fortunately, it's actually where Marwa's villa is, Villa Medicinal. Love that area. I love the green, the lush, the climate and everything. A little thing that scares me is that there's so much water. So much water coming out of the ground. That shows how fertile it is. But say for instance, if I was to build a house there, I would make sure that house is on columns or stilts. That way, just in case if a spring popped up underneath the house, I won't have to demolish the house, break up the house trying to find this leak. I shouldn't even say a leak, a spring. So that concerns me as someone who would build a concrete structure. A wood structure, not so much of a problem. But a concrete structure, I can foresee you digging up the tile, digging up to the ground, trying to find that leak, trying to stop that spring. I keep on saying leak, but I mean spring. So that's a little concern, but people been building there for 100 years, and I never heard of anyone had an issue. I've been asking questions. I asked one engineer. He actually was not the engineer for Marwa Villa, but he was someone else. And he said, people had issues in the past, but when you're building a house, they will send a crew out to test the land, do this, do that, just to make sure you won't have a problem. But with my luck, you never know. This is like a two-part. Okay, I see the yacht over right there. This is a two-part. Motorcycles. Motorcycles can be a pest in Kenya, but it also can be a blessing because there is so much confusion. I actually call it organized chaos because the motorcycles is fighting with the cars, the buses, the pedestrians, the trucks, and they're going left and right, up and down. Just, man, make me spin my head. But it is necessary. It's an economical way for folks to get around. They can get in and out of traffic, and it's very good on gas. And at the same time, you can make some money to feed your family. So that's the reason why I call it organized chaos. And since I've been there 12 days, I have not seen one car accident. I have not seen one person on the ground from a motorcycle. So I think that is awesome. Another thing, what I like about Kenya, the people are so kind and everybody is willing to help with no motives. I must say that, no motives. That says a lot about, I can't say a tribe, I can say a community, a state, a city, the country. It speaks a lot because one person came up to me and asked me for some money. Very articulate girl. Actually two people, but I will talk about the other one. Very articulate girl. So she wanted $1. No, she wanted 100 Kenya shillings. And at the time I didn't have it on me and I told her I don't have it. However, I had US dollars. So she told me she wanted to buy food. I said, okay. So I was asking her questions. What she wanted out of life and all that. Being that she was already so articulate in English, she was very versed in English. And she basically went ahead and told me she wanted to be a nurse. And I said, why? She said, because she liked to help people. I said, but why stop at a nurse? You can be a doctor. You're smart enough to be a doctor. She said, you're all right. You absolutely are right. And she said, I will change to a doctor. I said, are you going to change to a doctor because I say so? She said, no, because it makes sense. She said, I'm very smart. And I already know that. So I said, okay, I will give you $1. But she said, I can also sing. And I said, okay. I said, let me ask you a question. I will give you the $1 so you can get something to eat. I said, better yet, I'll give you $2. You have to sing something for me. But I said, I want to record you. She said, oh, no, I can't do that. She said, my mother told me never go on camera for a stranger. So I laughed. I said, let me ask you a question. Did your mother told you not to beg a stranger? She paused and she smiled. She said no. As a matter of fact, Mama Gifts was right next to me. And she said no. I gave her the money because I don't want no one to say I am smuggling kids, I'm taking advantage of kids and all that stuff. And you know what people do. And the fact that she said she was hungry, whether if it's true or not, doesn't really matter. You know, sometimes you have to give people a break. Sometimes you have to give people face value. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And again, Kenyans are so resilient and are so kind. Something I find that was particular in this area, people serve stuff room temperature, water, soda, beer. And I don't know if it's because there was an issue in the city where, quote unquote, someone stole a transformer, quote unquote, somebody tried to sabotage Marwa's birthday party that was for 30 days, guys. 30 days. This year I had a birthday party, and I had a birthday party for 5 days. 3 days on one beach and basically 2 days on another beach in St. Martin. 3 days in Anguilla, 2 days in St. Martin. And I thought that was grand until Marwa told me he's gonna have a 30-day party. And he did it, he's doing it. So he's doing his thing. So I love dawa. There's a boat going by. Dawa is a medicine. They drink it hot, and they do make it really, really hot. It's delicious. I do believe it has ginger, lemon, I want to say garlic, maybe onion, and I saw someone put a green leaf in there. I do think that it was mint, but I could be wrong. But it is delicious. And 10 minutes after it cooled down and I drank it, I start to sweat, cold sweat, and I'm like, man. I was with Dan, the man, he's the driver, and he laughed and he said, that's what it does to you. It brings out the toxins. And I'm like, wow. So I found that very interesting and very medicinal. Everyone wants to teach you. Everyone wants to teach you. And I'm like, normally when you go to some countries, everybody got a hand out. But in Kenya, they're willing to give you. And in my case, I wanted the knowledge. And of course, the topic was, should I move to Kenya? I want to know if I should build a residence in Kenya. I don't know if it would be a full-time, probably not, because Anguilla is my home, Anguilla is my life. And like I said, I was just blown away how kind the people are. I also know they love to party. Kenyans love to party. And them damn dogs in Kenya, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you. So with that said, I think Kenya is a very good country. A lot of the streets is very, very, very clean. People care about their community. People care about the environment. And I like that about them, about Kenya. There's a motorcycle driving by. Today is Sunday, so everybody is out doing their thing. Something I don't like about Kenya, a few things, very minute. The import taxes. The import taxes. Like anywhere in the world, the rich bring in everything for literally free. And they're charging, they're dropping all those fees on the locals. The locals is taking the brunt. And guys, you gotta work. You gotta work with your fellow men. You gotta work with your fellow men. If you want to bring in expats, if you want to bring in people from different countries, Kenya have a lot of wealth, a lot of prospects. And you got to do better by people, your own people. Those are the ones who supporting you. One thing I don't like, and I guess I have to watch how I word my words. One of the things I don't like about Kenya is if you're a foreigner and you live in a country where you have a car that is a left-hand drive, you cannot import it. You cannot import that car. And there's always an alternative. There's always an alternative. But I understand this stance on a left-hand drive, which means if you have left-hand drive, you're on the left side of the car. If you want to overtake, your entire car has to go over into the other lane if it's a two-way. And if you do not see an incoming car, you can hit head on. I get that. But it's not every time you're going to be driving fast. It's not every time you're going to have to pass someone. You can just drive regular. So if you already have a car, for you to have to transfer the left-hand drive to a right-hand drive, it's gonna cost you $10,000, $20,000. You might as well go ahead and buy a car, another car, a cheap car. They also don't really cut you a break on taxes, income taxes. When you bring in a car, it seems like you buying the car, you ship the car, you pay so much taxes. In other words, you pay the government the same price you paid for the car to get it back from them. So when you import the car, technically they confiscate the car because you owe them 100% of the taxes on the car. So what's the point? The thing is, you want to have incentives to bring in newer cars, zero emissions, because the pollution is real in Kenya. There's so much vehicles on the street. There's a lot of pollution in the air. So why not allow electricity cars to come in and give an incentive, give people a commission back on taxes? So you know what, we will go ahead and waive the taxes for you. Most countries is doing it. Most countries is doing it. So you're creating a cleaner environment for the future generations. So Kenya government, guys, you got to help your people out. If they want to bring in an electric car, give them tax breaks, give them free incentives to bring in cars, to get all the smog, because the smog affects the plants, it affects young kids with asthma and all that. It affects older folks as well. So take care of your people. My next point, guys, what I do not, and this is big, this is something I dread about Kenya. There's not a lot of fruit trees. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. And I don't like to use the word hate. Hate is a strong word, but I hate the fact that Kenya's soil is so fertile. There's so many water. Why is it Kenya don't have every fruit tree in the world? There are limited fruits. There's orange, there's pineapple, papaya, and literally ain't much more than that. I may be forgetting one or two. Mango. And for the vegetables, they got pumpkin and stuff like that. Oh, also they have also have watermelon. But there is hundreds of fruits that I know can grow in Kenya because the climate is beautiful. The weather is beautiful. You got the water, you got the sun. Why is it you don't have 20, 30, 40 different types of fruits? I don't get it. I don't get it. But that is my gripes. Another issue that I had is there's no information, and maybe I will take the horse and ride away with this and go ahead and say, you know what, let me make a video on the exact what is needed to travel to Kenya. The visa, of course, you know the ticket, the visa, malaria pills, if you have to. I took malaria pills. I didn't take nothing else. And that was absolutely fine. Just step by step by step by step. Just to make it easy on how to travel to Kenya. This is the first time I'm saying this here. I went to Kenya with a drone, and I have never said this to anyone before. I went with a drone, and on the flight, something popped up, and I'm like, Kenya don't like drones. Kenya government don't like drones. Don't know why. So I declare it at the airport, and I basically was able to leave the drone there, still sealed, and so they kept it there for 7 days, and I think they charged me like 30 cents a day, which was minimal, but at least I didn't lose it. Guys, Kenyan government, why are you robbing yourself from showing the world how beautiful your country is? And you know what? I would like to hear a response from someone, anyone, saying why they don't want a drone there. When you're in the country, say for instance, I had 2 cell phones, none of them work. So that means there is not a high traffic area for planes. So what is the issue? Guys, Kenya is beautiful. Beautiful. So why is so many restrictions on a drone in a local community? Vast rolling hills, green, water. But like I said, I'm happy I didn't lose the drone, but I most likely would have given it away anyhow. I most likely would have given it away. I retain it. So at the end of the day, guys, I would absolutely move to Kenya in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Like I said, you would move into a different country, you have to adapt, and everyone will eventually adapt to the environment. Kenya is a beautiful place. Kenya is a beautiful country, beautiful people, and guys, I implore you to take that trip to Kenya. It is worth it. It is worth it. I had never received so many love from people all over the world about my videos. And guys, each one teach one. I always say that. And a lot of people think that I have a big expensive camera because they think, guys, no, I don't. I have a Samsung S23 Ultra, a phone. I'm recording right now on this phone, and you're seeing the quality. So you don't have to go ahead and spend out thousands of dollars, even though the camera, the Samsung is not the cheapest, but it gives you good quality. And maybe a GoPro is cheaper. Actually, it is cheaper, but I don't know if you're getting the same quality video you will get from this phone. But guys, you can go to Kenya. You can make it easy on yourself. This is what you can do. And this is the way I will do it going forward, and advise all my friends to at least visit Kenya one time. Go to the airlines and do a search. And I'm not plugging nobody's name, so do a search on a big website, and they will give you a bunch of options to go. And some of them gonna give you options like Affirm, Uplift, Klarna. That allows you to go ahead and buy the ticket and pay it over time. That way it's easy on your pocket, and you still get a chance to explore life, explore the motherland. The motherland. So, say for instance, if the ticket was for $1,000, you can find one of those websites, Affirm, Uplift, to say, all right, you can make that payment in 12 months. Of course, they're gonna add a little interest on it, but the interest is minimal. Minimal. So if it's $1,000, say, all right, I'll do it for 12 months, $100 a month. $100 a month. You may add another $10, $15 on that for the convenience of actually having that ticket. And you can take that trip before it's paid off, or you can wait till after it paid off so you can take that trip. Guys, take that trip. Take that trip. Go and see the motherland. And when you're there, you can also go ahead and get other visas, e-visas, and go to the surrounding countries in that area. You can go to Tanzania. I don't know the rest. But guys, Kenya is a blast. And I implore you to go and visit my other homeland. Dim Dam Dogs to the world.